Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mr. Matthew Does Coding YouTube channel. This is the second episode of the Valley Devlog and oh my goodness, does it feel so good to be back in this place. So, in the last episode, if you haven't seen it, basically what I did was I just gave my thoughts about the game and what I had done so far, which is very, very little. Just bare bones of the game. So, if you want to watch that one, I'll put it up in the corner right here, somewhere around there. But, if you have seen the first episode, first of all, thank you for watching that. And two, you might notice that this area looks quite different to the last time. So, I'll put a picture up on screen of what this place used to look like. It was very bare bones, very dead, had like nothing in it. But now, it's all colorful and it's got decorations and life. I really like this big lantern I found, too. I just wanted to point that out. I added a cool carpet to just add some pop to the area. There's tables now. There's some nice little candles. There's barrels, just because I thought barrels looked cool. And also, this is going to be a stage where people will perform music. And that's going to be where, like, the liveliness of this area is going to come from. But for the sake of being able to put out this video's been delayed for a very long time. I wanted to put it out a long time ago. But for the sake of being able to put this out there and not spreading myself too thin, I decided that I'll work on the band at a different point. It's very complex how I want it to work, because I want it to look semi-realistic, where I want the instruments that are performing in the song to be standing up and performing, and the musicians that aren't their instrument isn't part of the song, they'll be sitting down and just jamming out to it. I just don't want all of them to be playing, but then only 2 of them are actually in the song. So there's a lot of complexity, animation-wise and logic-wise, in the code to do that kind of stuff. So that's on hold. Maybe in like episode 3 or 4, we'll come back to this. But for now, it's just like that. I fixed the scenery. So, last episode, it was also very dead in the scenery, very flat, but I fixed that. It's not so flat anymore, and there's some little hilly bits to this area, and I've added trees around here, and I've added bushes, and also to the road. I made it all bumpy and have potholes as well, because I want this area to look kind of like it's behind the times. It's very rural, away from everything, really, and so the roads aren't really kept up to like a standard, which is why they kind of look like this. That's just the kind of image I'm going for with this. And you might notice a really big tree over here. That is for plans that I have later on that I don't want to share right now, but when I do end up coding what I want for this area, I will showcase it, and I'm sure you'll like it as much as I will. And now on to the big main thing, the tool stand. So now our tool stand has a guy here. His name is Larry, and he's got a fine looking face. So I decided that I wanted him to have a lot of life to him. So I added a little breathing animation for him, and he has 4 different idle animations. One that you just saw right there. He'll put his head down, but then his sleep is interrupted by his hat. He'll stretch. Stuff like that. And he has a little chair over here for him to sit down and relax when he's had a long day. He's got a drink, a sandwich, just some barrels around to make the area around it look kind of cool. I've got the tool stand sign here with a shovel and an axe. And also, you might notice that we have new tools. It's not just the axes like the last time. We have shovels and hoes. with their 3 different variants of wood, stone, and wet metal. So now for the really, really cool part about this stand. When you walk up to it, Larry will actually greet you. If it's your first time walking into it when joining the server, he'll greet you and ask you what you want to buy today, and when you leave, he'll always say bye. So let's do that right now. So there you go. Now he's got some dialogue, and maybe later I'll actually add in some noises, just like, hey, and bye. Just simple things like that, not a full-on sentence, since it involves the player's name, and the player's name is unique to every single one, so I can't record dialogue for that. So you'll notice there's 2 buttons here. We have an exit button, and we have a shovel. This shovel is supposed to look like an arrow, and this will just cycle through the 3 different tools. And this whole tool cycling thing took me so long, but the final result looks like this. It's pretty cool. Now when you click on one of these, it'll lift it up and spin it around, and it looks all cool. And it'll display the name and the pricing right here on the table, and it says click here to purchase. Hey, Editor Me here. I forgot to mention one little detail. All this stuff with the shifting of the tools and the text on the table, all that stuff is client-side, meaning that all the other players in the server won't be able to see all the stuff that's going on, including Larry's hello and goodbye animations, so it won't intrude on any of the other players' experiences. Alright, back to the video. Up here on the leaderboard, I made money as a little leader stat. That's not really how I want the final currency to work. Right now, the player just spawns in with $100, but when I do get an actual economic system working for this game, when I get all the different market stalls where you can not only buy things, but you can also sell things to make money and all that kind of stuff, then we'll have a more fleshed out economic system. But for now, it's just 100 money when you spawn in. So when you click here to purchase, then the amount of money gets taken out of your account, like it should, and then the shovel gets put down and it all resets. But when you run out of money and you can't afford something, then the text here will say cannot afford product, and you just can't click on the button anymore. So when you hit the exit button now, Larry will say bye to you. Thanks for coming. And before I forget, that art is made by Zach Did Thing from the Zach Did a Thing YouTube channel. I mentioned him in my last episode. He makes the textures as well. So shout out to him. Really good friend of mine. For the next episode, I think I'm going to take a break from this market area, and I'm going to focus more on the main valley where the player will be most of the time. I'm thinking that I want to focus a lot on getting the inventory system fully fleshed out and working, because when I get the inventory system working, then that opens up so many opportunities, because you can actually hold and store items as data for your player, which means then you can actually bring products over to the market and you can sell them, make money, you can gather like crops, and you can cook different dishes. So many different things will be possible when I have the inventory system working. So that's probably what episode 3 is going to be mainly about. But I hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope you're looking forward to the completion of this game as much as I am. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.